My time at Holy Cross was transformative, just like my time was at Ionian Village. And in many ways, it was an extension of my time at Ionian Village. I went to IV in 2008, and then a number of us ended up going to Holy Cross that next year in 2009. Ionian Village does an exceptional job of making you realize your priorities and presenting orthodoxy in a way that it's not a thing or a part of your life, but it is the cornerstone of your life. Everything we do at Ionian Village, whether it's arts and crafts or athletics or trips or meals, is rooted in our faith. It's saturated in our faith. And so it just naturally gets you thinking about your life in pretty pivotal times. You're in a transition time, graduating high school and going to college. As a counselor, graduating college, going into the professional world. So in these really important, pivotal transition moments in your life, you now have these 20 days or this 2-month span of time where you're reevaluating your life and the foundational blocks that are in it. A lot of the same non-negotiable kind of building block things that we structure our day around, you'll see in both places. You'll see morning and evening services in the chapel. You'll see the campus itself centered around the chapel that we see behind us. All of the classes really function kind of like OL does here. All of the meal times are almost sacred times. You know, we talk about it's not just the Holy Hill because there's the chapel on it. It's the Holy Hill because of the Kondakis Refectory and Polomenakos and Dendrinos. All of those conversations that you're having outside of class were spirit-filled.
The services are really an anchor to a day here at IV as well as at Holy Cross. You have the Orthros, or like a liturgy in the morning, and you have Vespers at night. And everything is kind of oriented around that. The meals, the activities, or your classes, for instance. And so I think having that consistency really prepared me for Holy Cross as I went in last year. I think what's really cool about the camp being in Greece is that you are fully immersed in an Orthodox country, in an Orthodox world. You have an Orthodox world here on campus, and you have an Orthodox world when you leave the gates of the campus. Unfortunately, in the US, it's not like that. But at HCHC, it is like that. You are completely immersed in a group of people who are like-minded individuals and are pretty much all Orthodox. And so I think there's a real beauty of that, and there's like the core of IV is that like we share our faith with each other. And that is also present at Holy Cross.
When you remove yourself from the world and enter into a place of prayer and communal living and just living the life of the church, again, your eyes begin to be open, your heart begins to soften a little bit, you begin to see God in different ways that you don't necessarily see in the hustle and bustle of the world when we can kind of forget about Him. In such an intimate way, we see the wonders of God through His saints here. We get to venerate the relics of St. Dionysius or St. Erasmus and countless other saints, and you begin to see the miracles that you only hear about growing up in Sunday school or at church and youth events. And so this really sparked a big flame in my heart as a camper. And on staff, a door opened and I took the opportunity to come back and once again fell in love with the program. And again was a place of opportunity to learn and to see God in the everyday miracles.
Ionian Village, we talk about it being the best summer of your life because of the experiences that you get to have that are once in a lifetime, right? And a lot of times we talk about it being a pilgrimage, that you're going to see something and then come back transformed. You can do that at HCHC and do the semester of faith, where you can get a lot of your general ed requirements taken care of, while also experiencing all the amazing things that you can experience at Hellenic College, where you have the chapel right there and services available and an Orthodox-minded community to be a part of and immerse yourself in. And it's just a really beautiful kind of academic pilgrimage aligned with Ionian Village and the awesome opportunity that you have here during the summers.
I think Holy Cross prepares us for camp in numerous ways. It gives us the textbook information. It gives us the opportunity to study the faith, to learn how the services are put together. It's learned how to begin to chant. And camp gives us the opportunity to take ourselves outside of the books, to take our nose up from the book and actually begin to apply that, right? So here we have the opportunity to lead the lead the services in the chanting. And so we have to take what we learned from our classes, the Byzantine notation, whatever it may be, and begin to really put it to the test and say, how much have we learned? And but it's a great opportunity to continue to grow, but also teach kids what these things are. In other ways too, when we talk about what we believe as Orthodox Christians, kids come to camp with kind of the existential questions. Who am I? What am I doing here? Is God really real? Why is there pain in the world? All of these things. They come from different backgrounds and have so many different stories. And the seminary gives us that theological training to kind of field those questions. But camp gives us the opportunity to apply them to situations where we just need to comfort a kid and help them see God, not in a giant theological discourse, but by sitting here and listening to them and being patient with them.
Experiential learning is like the path to knowledge. So being here at IV is a experiential path to the knowledge that we're learning in the classroom. Not just youth ministry, but the theological questions, the liturgical questions that come up, the chanting aspect of being here at Divine Services. So putting what we learn in the classroom into practice here at camp, there's a very direct connection. And vice versa, our experiences here at camp will kind of inform the questions that we ask when we're back in the classroom. So as part of the Masters of Divinity program, you take classes in youth ministry. And as part of that, you are placed locally to help out in youth ministry at a church. And so this is like almost a placement for youth ministry somewhere else. It's in Greece, it's not locally in Boston, but it is like two sides of the same coin. You know, it's youth ministry to high school kids, and that's so much of what you're doing and what you're training for at Holy Cross. I love the questions that kids have, and I love that I don't always have the answers to those questions, because then that helps me learn and it helps them learn as well. I think the curiosity of young adults and kids is not something to be overlooked by adults. And I think that participating in youth ministry has really made me realize that. There's a lot of campers who come here to IV, and it's their biggest educational experience, if you will, about the Orthodox faith, whether it's their first time at camp or whether it's their 10th time at camp. And if you're here at camp at Ionian Village, going to Hellenic College, whether it's just for a semester or whether it's for college or for a graduate program, really kind of furthers that like education and experiential aspect of the faith.
My favorite part of youth ministry is watching a kid kind of click into understanding the faith and click in to seeing the love of God in their lives. And there's kind of moments you have with them throughout camp and youth ministry that you begin to witness this, and it's beautiful, and that's what Ionian Village offers.
I want anyone who's watching this right now to think about their relationship with Christ and how they can pursue that, how they can grow that. Whether you're going to be a priest or not, it's inconsequential. You all are invited into a relationship with your Lord and Savior, and He wants that for you. In whatever field you enter in, you know, whatever area you study, you can do that at Ionian Village, you can do that at Holy Cross, and you can really find Christ there, and you can find friendships and relationships that'll last a lifetime. You're going to come back transformed. You're going to come back renewed. You're going to come back knowing more about yourself and knowing more about your faith. So whether you're coming to camp, whether you're going to campus at Holy Cross or Hellenic College, you won't regret it. And you'll come to know yourself, you'll come to know Christ, and you'll come to know some of your best friends that you'll ever meet in your life.